Sharing is caring, guys. What up, homies? Tournament day today. We're taking over. YouTube style. We're going to the top of the tournament echelon. We're sharing out the video. Make sure you guys share out my video. I'm checking to see who's sharing. Drop a like. I'm checking. From now on, I'm just going to have people in the comment section that actually... The only way you're going to be able to comment is if you're allowed to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write your names down when you're in the chat. I'll take your name over to the computer and I'll screenshot it or whatever at yada yada or whatever it is. I'll find you and then I'll add you inside the computer on YouTube so that it's only going to be people who are locked into the channel from now on. And as it grows, it grows. Called the community, but I'm gonna do things right this time. I'll make sure, and as soon as I see a poisonous, this evil little shit in the chat, you're gone. You're never coming back. So make sure you always are on your best behavior, or I'll spank the. You're not gonna last long in the chat. Make it very clear for you. There's too many goofs out there, and this chat's gonna be full of cool people. No goofs allowed. I run this channel solely all by myself, so it takes a lot of work. There's a lot of effort that goes into this, and it's hard to do a monitoring of goobies in chat plus win tournaments. You know what I mean? Like, I can chat with you in the chat, but when I have to go use my computer to go adjust and time people out and block and ban losers, now that's a different level of, I'm doing 3 jobs now. A moderator. I'm a Google moderator, right? YouTube specialist, right? Anyone talking about Epstein, you're getting blocked. What? No, I'm just kidding. That's what they're doing. This dude's not. Man, I figured a bunch of stuff out, and I figured out what's going on. You can't say certain words on YouTube, so who do you think YouTube's working for? Yeah, that's right, I said it. It's obvious, though. It was obvious to me when I came on here what was going on. But now that you can't say certain keywords, and if you do, like, look, there's a reason why they bleep certain things that you can make out what they're saying. You can understand the sentence enough that you know basically the blurbed word is, SO. Surrender. And that right there, it shows a lot of guilt on a lot of people's parts that are connected. So what you're not understanding is the connections around the world that people have with these peds. And it's bad. Bad. And for sure, I think there's people that maybe they've been set up. I'll say it like that. Like maybe they were been passed out, and then they just they're you know how some people are freaks, right? They'll bring in like a bunch of toys on someone's bed. They'll put toys on someone's bed and be like, oh hey, and then someone else comes over and sees all toys on someone's bed, and they're like, what the hell, why do you have all these kids toys on your bed? Take out the kids toys and put a kid, you know what I mean? But someone's passed out, you know what I mean? Things like this happen, man. I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm saying there are dirty, dirty people out there that will try and set you up as often as they can to protect themselves and protect the truth. The truth is evil, it's damning, and they don't want it out. That's why these rich people are so scared right now. All over the world. That's why that's why they're not making movies in USA and Hollywood. Because they can grab them there. They can be gotten. But over in Greece, it's harder to get people who are stranded on an island, if you know what I'm talking about. So, I don't know if you heard about Ellen DeGeneres, but that's messed up. And then there's a lot more. But I was already talking about Ellen being on a boat in international waters. All this stuff was leaked. But you guys aren't really privy to what I can... pull out. But I'm trying to help you guys get privy, Apparently Whoopi Goldberg's name was mentioned in the Epstein files, and Whoopi has to go on her massive, monstrous, they put your name in big, bright letters if you work for the devil. I don't know if you know that, but they will put your name in big, bright letters if you do the devil's bidding. So it's okay if someone thinks, oh, this person's good, oh, this person's good. The only way you get to Hollywood, the only way you get up there is if you work for the devil. Take my word for it. You sign a contract in blood. Guaranteed. I'm quite happy being hash info. So many people out there just don't understand the dangers of becoming famous. As I recognize the dangers, it doesn't scare me. What scares me is the famous people. Not they don't like scare me, and I don't want to be around them. I never want to come in contact with a famous person and be like, "Oh, I saw your da da da." I want nothing to do with famous people from Hollywood. Nothing. You guys don't even. I'm not the most famous person I ever wanted to meet was Cheech and Chong. And I highly doubt they ever like I couldn't tell you for sure, but I highly doubt they had a great time with women their own age. You know what I mean? Like I highly doubt, but I'm just saying, you know. But in today's day and age, you look around and you see the people that are into younger women, we'll say, right? And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. If you're into older women, that's awesome. But if you're into younger women, it's kind of creepy, right? It's kind of creepy. It definitely says a lot about you. Let's get a protein shake down us. And then then you got all the stuff about Epstein and how he died or if he died, and you know they made some mistakes, right? If they shouldn't have caught him. They should have Epstein should have went on the run, and then they could have had a better alibi. Because of how many people in the FBI were involved in certain areas of Epstein's his home in the files, and a lot of reporters got the files as well. And the reporters, what they saw in those files, this lady said she couldn't. You could tell that she was mortified and horrified by what this reporter saw on the Epstein file in these videos. And the famous people that were involved. And now you got to ask yourself, who is at the top that wants famous people to hurt the most vulnerable people in our society, in our world? Who sits at the top and wants someone who's famous, who's an influencer, to do something so horrendous to a child? And the answer is because this is how they have fun. And it's a sociopath. It's everything you can ever imagine. It's a serial, it's a sociopath. They get into your personal life, right? And once they do, they can plot against you. So if you've seen Barry, I'm pretty sure Barry was a sociopath, but let me just double check that. Was Barry a sociopath? He's a true sociopath, is debated, as he exhibits both antisocial, remorseless behaviors and genuine, albeit inconsistent, guilt and empathy. Well, so what does a sociopath do? And trauma suggesting a deeply broken individual rather than a remorseless sociopath. So sociopaths don't have empathy. Antisocial personality disorder. Holy crap, do I know dudes with that? That's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of chicks with that too, but I don't have to hang around with chicks, you know what I mean? Some dudes are like, well, you have to hang around with dudes, right? I'd much rather hang around with chicks than just, I don't know how to word it. Chicks are different than dudes, you know? You're not going to get a lot of inventions coming out of chicks' mouths. I'm an inventor, I'm a creator, so I like to talk, you know, dynamics and engineering and all these different things, formulas and things, and chicks don't have any of that. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with a chick about something like that. Never. They don't even grasp it. They're like, "Oh, do you know like what kind of hair shampoo?" I'm like, we're not on the same page here. I'm talking about nitrogen, you know, talking about potassium. You're talking about Suave or whatever. I don't know. So name some shampoos. I don't even know any shampoo names. Just shampoo. You ever buy the shampoo that's just called shampoo? That's its brand. It's just shampoo. It's from the dollar store. It's just called shampoo. It's in a blue bottle at the dollar store. It's $1. That's the one I use. This works so good on my hair. Just look at my hair. It's so good. Chicks aren't really deep, is what I'm getting at. Now, if you want to talk about ghosts or something like that, chicks have all the information on ghosts, but they can't tell you about true science. I don't know what it is with chicks, why they aren't scientists. Very few chicks I've ever come across know how to grow. And I think that's basic science. It's like as basic as it gets. I learned how to grow when I was 13, 14, 15. I could grow wicked. I mean wicked. But as I turned 16, 17, 18, and 19, I learned how to become a master grower. A master. And from there on, I went. 19, 20, 21. I became the master. 22, 23. And you can say what you want. You do not learn on my level. So take in what you know. And you also don't, you're not researching on my level. Like I was 16-hour a day grow information from the World Wide Web that wasn't hindered by a lot of evil people. The internet used to be a place for knowledge back in the day. Now, it's a place where you go find cookie recipes and hairdos. You know what I mean? You want to watch an unboxing video? You want to watch a 4-hour unboxing video of shoes? Oh, that'll be awesome. But back in the day, I read pages and pages every hour on the internet. And then I put those pages to work in the garden. And I researched further and further, and I built up an arsenal of information. And I began to share that information with my friends and my colleagues all over the world. And they couldn't believe I was as young as I was, and I was a master grower. I quickly rose to the very top of every echelon that was ever in any growing circle ever. To the very top of every echelon. I was allowed in every grow room around the world. Me and you not same. After I became a master grower, I decided to venture off into genetics and learn about the different varieties. I spent 10 years researching the plant's genetics, understanding the vigor and what made plants grow vigorously in the beginning. Back in the day, nobody talked about structure. Now I hear some of the biggest nerds that have probably grown 30 plants in their entire life, and maybe out of those 30, 2 of them didn't have mold. And I hear how they're breeding based on structure. I'm like, you guys have nothing to do with structure. You couldn't even map out a genome of a freaking toenail bud. And I just try and figure out how these people even got to this point. Where do you come from? Whose live stream were you mimicking last week? You know what I mean? On today's stream. Parroting what someone said 6 days ago on the internet. Goofs. I can't stand people like that. You're Teslaing geniuses. You're stealing information, pretending like you thought of it. Is pathetic. The most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life is people on YouTube that have no growing skills claiming they do. It's the most pathetic thing. It's like saying you're not a virgin. I can tell all of you YouTubers are virgins. 60-year-old men. 1995 was such a long time ago. I became a man. I was 15. Where were you in 95? I became a man in every single human way possible around the world. Where were you in 95? 31 years ago, bud. We're not the same. And I ain't no mama's boy. I raised myself. Like, I took care of myself. I was very much a man from day one. Cooking for myself, doing my laundry at 15 and 16, using the oven every single morning and for dinner. Come on. I also had a Dalmatian, and I'd run him every day in the morning at 4, 5, 6 a.m. and maybe at 4 p.m. and then at night as well. So that's why I have calves of a god, okay? And also I can outrun you, I can outwalk you, anyone, don't care who you are, all day, every day. I used to go on 6-hour walks with some buddies, and every hour I'd have another puss turn around. Only me and my Dalmatian and like one of my like skinniest friends that was in track and could blow away like 97 men in track and field, he would stay with me for the whole journey. He really loved my cologne. But yeah, like, big talkers out there. all over. Big talkers all over Winnipeg. Boy, are you going to find out the hard way if you let me off. And I do not take kindly to evil people, so if you're evil, close your mouth when I'm around. You won't last long. I got no qualms or quarrels dusting an evil, dude. No qualms or quarrels. And I don't like big talkers either. I see right through you. Big talker has never been in a fight. Never beat up 2 or 3 guys at once. You are not tough. The day you take on 3 dudes at once and you drop them all, you can talk tough. Me and you, not same. I'm an athlete. 90% of you, if you're a YouTuber, you're not an athlete. Straight up. If you're watching Twitch right now or YouTube videos, you're 90%, 99.9%, you probably aren't an athlete. Like I said, I can outrun you. I can 90% I can outjump you. And I can definitely outpower you. You're not an athlete. I am. Do you know the definition of athleticism? Look it up. I've never even seen somebody in Hollywood that I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to meet them. I've never come across somebody. And that's a scary thing. That says a lot about people in Hollywood, doesn't it? For singers, the only person I want to meet is Justin Bieber. I want to have Justin. I want to do I want to interview Justin Bieber on my show. He's actually he's got roots in Winnipeg, so I think people from Winnipeg are super cool. Anybody who's ever been here, I'd love to have on the show. And when I mean been here, I mean you'd have to have lived here. Like, Justin Bieber's the only person I want to interview that's famous, actually. And there's many reasons, but none of them are funny. It's a serious thing. I'd love to be friends with Justin Bieber. I don't want none of his money. I don't even need his. I literally want to have a conversation with Justin Bieber, and if he wants to play soccer or something, that'd be cool too. You know, play some soccer with Justin Bieber. I love playing soccer. So if he wants to kick a soccer ball with me, oh, holy shit, I'm gonna lose my shit. You know what I mean? But like, you're not gonna find someone on YouTube that says they want to hang out with Justin Bieber, and what do they want to do? They want to play soccer, right? Is it fucking? That's a sign. As clearly, look, he's an athlete. Look, you can tell. I love coaching, but I think it would kill me to not be on the field. My wife was, and these people wanted me to play, but oh man, my chest and my back. I had this loser hit me in soccer. I just don't want any more problems with my bod. It's all back to normal now, so I'd like to keep it like this. You know what I mean?